So when it comes to interest on debt, whether you have a student loan or a credit card debt, we know that if you're someone that's just paying the minimum balance, it's going to take you forever to pay off that debt, right? Because you're basically just paying off interest or just touching interest on that debt. You need to pay more than that minimum balance to even make a dent in that balance. However, in this video, I have a woman here who's trying to figure out why she can't get her balance to go down, even though according to her, she's paying triple, quadruple the minimum payment on that debt, on that credit card debt. But yet she does this and she still can't figure out why that balance isn't moving down. So I'm just gonna let the video play and then let you guys figure out why she's not able to get that balance down on that debt. So I'll let her talk and then I'll share my thoughts.
I got this question a lot, so let's talk about it. It's actually $15,000, not $20,000, so it's a little better, right? And I do know how I have $15,000 in credit card debt. However, I have been religiously paying more than the minimum balance on, I only have one card that has interest. The other card doesn't have interest. Thank the gods. But I have one card that I pay interest on, and I have been religiously paying way more, probably triple or quadruple the minimum payment on that card every single month, and the balance has not moved because of interest. Interest is absolutely killing me. Every month I am paying so much money onto this card and the balance is not changing. I am still using the card. I will say that I am still using the card, not as much as I was. So I'm still just shocked that the balance is not moving.
I'll give you a couple of seconds to see if you can figure out why it's not moving. All right. Clearly, the reason why it's not moving is it's not only because of interest. Obviously, the interest on the debt is not helping, but she continues to use the card. Well, it's not going to go down if you're continuing to put a lot more debt on the card, right? That's clearly the main reason why she doesn't see the balance going down. Okay, and obviously, the first step, if you're going to get rid of debt, someone that as someone who's had credit card debt, a lot of credit card debt in their life and paid it off, if you're going to try to pay down credit card debt, the first step is to stop using it. Everyone will tell you stop using it, or unless you got a lot of money, you can pay off that debt at that time. But if you're someone that's trying to pay the debt down over time, the first step is to stop using it. And then once you stop using it, then you want to, when you're making payments on it, try to make more than the minimum payment, because then you'll see you're not just paying on the interest. Okay, but obviously for her, while she's paying triple, quadruple, she's also using it, and we don't know how much she's using it, obviously. But the fact that you're still using it is a big reason for why you're not seeing that debt go down. Okay, but let's let her continue.
It has been the same for the last 3 or 4 months. And I'm not using it for big purchases. I don't pay any of the bills. My fiance pays for all of the bills. He pays our rent. I swear it is just the interest. And I don't know. I don't know what to do. I genuinely don't know what to do. I have looked into getting loan consolidation loans, I mean. I've tried to get different credit cards that don't have any interest, and I keep getting declined. So right now I'm just doing the best I can to pay it off, but it's every time I do a payment, the next month the balance is right back where it was the previous month because of interest. So I do know why. I do know how I got this debt. Some of it was very irresponsible of me. I got to a point where I was okay, I'm already so far in debt that I don't even care. I'm going to buy what I want. I'm going to do what I want. And obviously that is not smart. Don't do that, because you're not spending your own money. And
that a lot of people get into that trouble, right? What happens is, what they tell you, maybe if you're in a hole, stop digging, right? And clearly she could continue to dig the hole even deeper. And people get into this state where, you know, debt is so overwhelming for them, where instead of like really trying to come up with a plan to say, all right, how can I attack this debt? What they do is they just continue to get into more debt, right? Because that's the easy thing to do. It's difficult to just say, all right, sit down, all right, let's create a plan to pay off this debt, right? Let's just create some steps. How much debt that we have? What am I going to do in order to pay this down in a certain amount of period of time? Because you can break this down into months, right? Like let's say, okay, you have $15,000 of debt. If I pay X amount of payments in a certain month, then I should be able to pay it in a certain time period. But that's a hard thing to do, to really like sit down and actually make that plan. It's very difficult for a lot of people to do that. So what do? They just say, you know what? What's the point? I'm just going to do what's easy for me. And that is to continue to spend more money. Because why? I don't feel good right now. Spending makes me feel good. And that's what I'm going to do, because it's easy for me to spend money, continue doing what I'm doing. Then till it gets to a point where I say, you know what? This isn't working. All right, I need to sit down and come to a resolution. So clearly she had that moment where she kept on spending, just digging the hole even deeper. So let's continue to see how she goes about it.
Spending someone else's money. I did travel out of the country for almost 2 weeks last year. That definitely took a toll on my credit card. And I've been paying over $500 a month for therapy because I don't have health insurance. That took a toll. And I also just don't really work that much. So yeah, I'm kind of like a stay-at-home fiance in a way, but I kind of need to get a job, to be completely honest, to pay off this credit card. So yeah, hopefully that answered your question. Like, you know, I know how I got there, but I've also just haven't made any progress with it because of the fucking interest. It's drowning me. It is drowning me. And I've asked my parents if I could borrow money just to pay it off all at once, and then I would pay them off, but they don't.
Now, would you lend her money? Would you lend her money to pay off some debt? Now, if you were her parents, would you lend her money to pay off debt? Obviously, as a parent, you want to help your child. However, she doesn't show that she's capable of being responsible with the money. Like, what's going to happen? You give her the money, she pays off the debt, and then what? She's going to end up right back in her situation because she has a spending problem. First of all, she needs to get a job. Like, there's nothing wrong with her being a stay-at-home, fiance, whatever she wants to call it. That's nothing wrong with that. However, it is something wrong if you don't have any income, but yet you continue to use a credit card. You should be using a debit card, right? Like if you're not working and your fiance is working, then maybe you should work out with your fiance a little allowance plan where you can have some money that he can give you money every month, so you can use it to buy things that you want. But you should be using a debit card because it makes no sense. It's financially irresponsible for you not to have income yet use a credit card. And then ask and see if your parents can help you pay off that debt. For what? So then you can just end up right in the back in the same spot. You need to cut that credit card, get rid of it. Okay, focus on figuring out how to pay that money back. Getting a part-time job would help. Like she owes $15,000. She get a nice little part-time job. She'll get that paid off in a year and a half. It's not that difficult. I know $15,000 can seem like a lot, but if she actually just got a part-time job, focused on it, and then if that's all her expenses are, for her fiance pays for everything, she can get a part-time job and focus on paying that. She can pay that off in a year and a half easily. That's easy. Just get a nice little quick part-time job and pay that off. So if you were her parents, would you lend her money? I probably wouldn't.
They can't lend me money right now, so I'm like, I guess I'm just gonna have this balance for I don't know how long. And my fiance did say he's gonna help me, but he has his own stuff that he's dealing with, his own financial stuff. So like I'm not gonna just wait on him. Like yeah. Okay, that was probably way longer than you wanted.
Yes, it was. So just to close this up, like look at the solution, like 15,000. Like the solution for her is to get a job, like get a nice little part-time job, whatever job. paid that thing off. It's really not that tough a situation. She could get that paid off very quickly, as long as she got a job, focused on that, and then and obviously cut off the credit card, because clearly you do not know how to handle debt, consumer debt. Like, what you're supposed to be doing with your credit card is you use it, pay off the balance every month. But she doesn't have income, so clearly what's going to happen is that the balance is going to accumulate. So look at it, like I said, it's a simple solution. Get a part-time job, pay off the thing in a year and a half. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure to leave a comment down below, hit the like button, share, and if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe. Right, so guys, take care, have a good one. Later.